Okay, so yeah, well, I feel a little bit better because yes, the graphical glitches are apparently new, so I get to try and figure out what happened in the last build that caused those. Joy.
Mhm.
I think I do know what caused those, but more work for me. Yay. So yeah, to answer some questions we had offline, yeah, you would. I mean, you would have a work uniform. Now you are a policeman, but you're a
And
plainclothes policeman, so that stays in your closet.
okay, just curious.
Yeah, you only wear that at like the funeral or at the very last episode of the anime where they give you your
Oh,
award.
oh,
Or when one of us
mysteriously,
dies.
or like, oh, mysteriously the chief died. Oops. I'll
You
go to the
get your gun when
funeral.
you're level 3 and your badge when you reach level 5.
Don't tell me what to do. I'm a loose cannon cop.
Yeah.
You're a loose cannon.
But you get the job done.
They'll
But
tend you
you
turn
Yeah.
them in and leave the force.
And just
I
go.
don't. So, all right. So, I suppose that what we should do is we should level everybody up because you guys have been on a couple adventures. So I'm thinking we should at least make you guys like level 3,
Yay!
Hooray.
which will unlock the equipment. Yeah, I sent out a survey. Well, not a survey. I sent out an errata log. So I should send out a survey to people where the game has gotten slightly more complicated because what we have right now is we have class bonuses. Because when you pick your avatar in the game, you get both an ancestry of what you are, whether it's noble, commoner, robot, or monster, and then you also get a particular specialty such as melee weapons, magic, healing, etc. And the game doesn't prohibit you from using weapons. You can use whatever gear you want. But if you're reading the rules, you may have noticed that there are specific proc bonuses for having certain types of gear. And this also gets into something that, like, when I say insight in the design process, it's like there's a couple ways you can do the game. One way you can do the game is there's carrots and there's sticks. You can do a stick system where you can put in rules that punish players for doing the game wrong. Like, for example, you could say there's a non-weapon proficiency that if you use a weapon that you're not proficient with, you have a -4 to hit, which is the way earlier versions of D&D did it. We don't like to do that because that makes the game more complicated. It's a rule that you have to know exists, and it leads to bad actors because you'll have like new people who don't know this rule exists. So why would they think there be a rule that says they can't do something? And then you'll have malicious actors who will say, hey, if I can get away with it, it's fair game in the game. So I'll just throw a sword around and never tell the GM I'm not proficient with this. And if I can get away with it, haha. And so modern games like Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition do things with the carrot system, where they say if you are proficient with this, then you do get a bonus. So if you're proficient with swords, you get a +2 to hit, and you can only claim that bonus proficient with it. The problem with that kind of system is that means that the game has to kind of be written with the idea that you know what you're doing, that you're supposed to be stacking these proficiency bonuses to be good at things. So if you don't figure out you're supposed to be doing that, then like you start carrying the wrong gear, like for some reason, even though you're a turbulent wizard, you're not carrying the turbulent roulette, then you're less effective than you would be if you're carrying a different weapon. And then you start losing a lot and you don't know why. So excuse me. So that's the way the rules are currently set up. And that's why I worry that, suddenly we're stacking, like it's really easy for players to miss, hey, it says in the description of this weapon that it uses the turbulent proc. And we defined what a proc was earlier, but if you don't know what that means or miss that, you guys might miss that these, things work with other things. That's why. So I guess I'm asking, did you guys notice that?
I'm reading through.
Don't know that I did.
Don't see it.
Okay, maybe I should be more also.
Well, the problem is that
the
you.
question has me like reeling right now.
Well, no, the problem is that you said, "Hey, I think I'm gonna make you level 3." So why don't you go look at those level 3 weapons and then ask the question while I was reading? So you did that in the wrong order, I feel.
Well, all of the gear that I'm describing that uses proficiency bonuses doesn't show up until level 3. So I should clarify that.
Right,
So
no, that's what I was looking at, is because I have the Erodic and Virgile thing, and all these things have Virgile and Erodic and all that stuff, so I was... While you were asking the question, I was seeing, okay, which thing matches my hashtag. That's why I was only half here.
Right. Okay, good.
I see them all now.
Okay, good.
Right, like, Erodic is apparently things that have shields on them, and Virgile is my attack stuff, so I was just looking at, okay, this shield soaks more, but this other shield soaks less, but at all ranges, and it's like, okay, well, which thing am I looking at here? It's
Right. This is also bringing up another problem that's coming up is, okay, so the menu system conversion is causing some design problems. Okay, because the way the menu system, which is the core system in this game now, is you roll a bunch of dice, score a bunch of successes, and then say what you're going to do based on the number of successes you got. So instead of being a Boolean pass-fail system like you see in a lot of RPGs, it's like when you walk up and say, I want to seduce the guard, you make a roll, and then we see how many successes you get, and we can say, well, look, you needed 3 successes to seduce a guard. 1 success will have him politely rebuff you. Instead of beat you with a truncheon in an inch of your life. So that's good in skills. But then we get to combat. And some of the combat stuff, especially the spell system, like the magic system, were set up with the idea that, obviously, if I asked you, what spell would you, if you could cast any spell, what spell would you cast? You'd say, I cast a spell that kills all of my enemies everywhere. And we would say, well, okay.
The old Karthus.
Right. Right. So that's what you would ask for. So we would say, well, let's compromise. Let's see how well you roll and see how many enemies we can kill. But now we have a problem where you're rolling to try and cast a spell, but you don't know what spell is going to come out until we're done rolling. Which means we don't know what the range is or how many targets you're going to hit until you're done rolling.
Right, it becomes harder to necessarily plan what's going to happen next, even. Not
necessarily a bad thing, but it does mean that if we, but now we, that idea isn't bad, but we need to be universal about it. Like in the combat rules, we say if you want to murder someone with a sword, you say to someone, "Hey, I'm going to murder you." And that person immediately responds with, I'm going to counter or I'm going to dodge. And a major reason why we do it that way is, first of all, if I attack a player, you guys want to know. You don't just want to take damage, because I've seen games where the GM says, okay, you're hit by a goblin, take 8 points. Like, what? Goblins are shooting at me? You never said that. But the other thing is that if you attack someone that provokes a counter, that's a little unusual in our game. And sometimes players aren't used to that. That the idea that, wait a minute, you mean if I walk up and attack a giant monster, it gets to do damage to me when it's not its turn? Because a lot of RPGs don't do that. So, but if we flip it around and do, so I'm not happy with the idea that melee combat uses different rules than missile combat. As in, I'm not happy that melee combat says I have to declare who I'm attacking, then I roll. Whereas magic is I roll, see what I get, and then declare who's being attacked. Do you see how there might be an issue with that?
Yeah, because it's hard to go between one and the other as a player just trying to figure out the rules. I can see that.
We could, on the one hand, I like the idea that you roll to see what kind of spell you could get and then blast people, because that makes the game go faster and it makes magic more exciting. because I guess we're gonna have to think about this a little bit because like I said, the problem is like there's magic spells in the game that hit multiple targets based on how well you roll. And because this opens up some interesting tactical options, but when I talk to people about what they want in RPGs, they're usually not talking about tactics. In fact, they're very angrily anti-tactics.
Not talking to a lot of raiders, I guess.
Literally,
raiders only talk about tactics.
Oh, I'm not
you
sure.
You spend hour raider. Endgame content are raids in most MMOs.
You mean well, you're talking about MMOs. I'm talking about tabletop role players.
Ah. Well, I'm falling back to the source medium.
Right. I mean, like MMO people tend to be very okay, how do I need to...
It's funny because I guess in that context, a raider is a murder hobo.
Well, in an MMO context, you're almost always I mean, MMOs have source material. Like there is lore in Guild Wars and Elder Scrolls and WildStar, RIP WildStar. But the most part, the game is concentrated on the formalisms of combat, like you said, raiders. What we're getting here. But when I'm assuming some of you guys watch some other streams, some other games. Usually, when I'm hearing about those, I'm really hearing that people like. I hear people saying things that sound strange, such as D&D is not a combat game, so we're playing so we're glad that D&D is de-emphasized combat. And like I said, that sounds a little weird to me because there's an entire book of monsters to kill. Okay, you're saying you remain... Yeah,
that's joking. I'm joking, because I saw the red X over me from the boss fight.
Oh, that's what that is. Alright, sorry, my bad. Oh, that's in the gear, isn't it?
That's right, I can change it. I'm just making a joke, that's all. Don't worry about it.
Oh, there's a different map. Ooh,
yes, there's a different map.
You were saying that we had leeway to pick up level 3 weapons, right? Or items?
Yes.
Okay. Because I went with the... the Urgod Parama and the Virgile Wakazishi.
You're gonna make me put a pronunciation. Sorry, because it's Virgule. It's not Virgile.
Tomato.
And that's a Parma.
The Parama?
You're putting an extra vowel in it.
Because it's better that way.
Going to cry.
With our level up, do I get any gifts?
Alright, so we should probably also give people gifts. So you may have noticed that there's a large number of gifts now. Specifically, we put healing magic actually in the game. So there is a cleric list. So we should probably go down the list here. Oh, man. Okay, so there's a whole bunch of new lists. Much of these have to be playtested, and a lot of these have text in them that needs to be clarified, because we can write one sentence and that needs something to us. All right, so the current tracks and the gifts, so there's automat gifts where you can replace your body parts with golem parts. Bakejitsu, which is, I believe, the shapeshifting. I am correct.
Yep.
The cheating gifts, which allow you to glitch the game in your favor.
Awesome.
Cleric gifts, which allow you to heal people. Firearms, which doesn't work in the game because there's no firearms in the game, and there's really only one in there right now. So, and probably not as appropriate for Japanese police. Like, I doubt they're giving you lots of gun training. There's currently only one guild gift, so we're going to have to put more guild stuff in there, but the guild captain is in there. The Hector gifts are designed specifically for 2-weapon users.
I do like the images for 2-hand and 1-hand. That's a good touch.
Yeah, we also went ahead and put in a lot more emojis, so
I like it.
I'm hoping those help people. Kiwami is in there. I was looking to see if there was a better word than Kiwami, but that is basically a heat mechanic, where the more that you're hit, you start with a D4, and when you start hitting people, it gets bigger.
You know how you want me to point out things?
Sure.
Each Tim, a new combat starts.
Yeah, where is that?
Kwai. The very first paragraph of Kwai Force D4.
Look, if you want to have multiple combats, you just need to have multiple Tims. Okay, it's very.
Oh, there it
clear.
is. That's not the first. Well, see, also I get a little confused. That's not the first paragraph. It's the second paragraph.
No, I said the first paragraph of Kwai Force, which is the
Kwai
first
Force.
paragraph of the gift. Yeah, that is the first paragraph.
Okay. Yep, and those are things that don't show up in the spell check. So thank you. Okay, so Kiwami technically means extreme. I'm pretty sure that there is a word that video games use for the heat mechanic. I could not find what it is. So
it works for me. I mean, in the Yakuza games, they use heat.
Right, they use heat
meters.
Which they refer, and that's why the new Yakuza game is called Yakuza Kiwami, or Yakuza Extreme. And that's because when the heat gauge gets maxed out, the word Kiwami appears on the screen.
It's great.
But I don't know what they call it before it becomes Kiwami, because you can't just start off with Extreme. I know you guys drink soda pop.
Yeah, true. Oh yeah, I was looking at that too, Griffin.
Yeah, Kododama is the one that has the weird. Yeah. Okay. Right. Wait. Sarcasta. Okay. If you I appreciate it when you guys are pointing out errors. It really helps if you have like a page number, because
Duly noted then.
Yeah. Hey Arcloid. Because that you're gonna I'm gonna have to stop and try and find where the error is that you're talking about, and sometimes it could be in 3 different places. Okay, but yes, the Sagatosuke Astra should be shooting instead of fighting, and that is on page 60. Thank you. So I'm not on
and
page 60.
probably stochastic, I suppose.
I think stochastic is spelled correctly.
No, I mean it doesn't have the hashtag stochastic, and some of the weapons doesn't have the hashtag.
Oh yeah, see, they're supposed to have the hashtag, and then they don't.
Mm-hmm.
So that's supposed to be speed, shooting, and stochastic. I mean, I guess we could make people roll and then declare their target after they roll. But the problem that I have with that is that means that you could roll your dice, then you look at what numbers came up, and then decide, well, if my numbers are low, I should attack a low-level guy, and if my numbers are high, I should attack a high-level guy. I'm not sure I have a problem with that. I mean, I personally don't have a problem with that, but I could see how that might upset some players where they think, shouldn't I declare my attack and then roll instead of just rolling a bunch of dice, flailing around like an idiot, and then flinging myself at someone? I mean, I can see where that might upset people.
Question, do you plan to add any more avatar types?
We have like 20, don't we?
A fair amount.
I mean, that's a. Let me try and flip this around. Is there an avatar type that's missing that you want?
To be honest, I am not sure. The descriptions are extremely vague and hard to guess what these types will behave like.
Right, and that is an issue I do have with the beta as is currently set up, because the beta right now, there's not a lot of point in adding a lot of description when you don't have the rules nailed down. That's one of the problems with the beta, because there's no point in describing something, and then if we change the rules on it later, it's going to be completely different. So, and of course, all right. Also, I apologize because it was like, oh, well, I'll just call up the master database, because I did a big calculation spreadsheet to build all these classes. And of course, it decides to crash and call it up. So now it doesn't. Welcome to podcasting live, people. Excuse me for a moment while I try to figure out what's up with this. So yeah, I did attempt to put some more description text in there, but there really needs to be a lot more. So it might help you better if you could tell me what it is that you want to do, and I can show what already. And the reason why I'm asking what you want to do is because if there is something you want to do and we don't even have it, I should consider putting it in.
I am trying to be sneaky and either shooty or stabby, but at this point I am having a real hard time deciding which type would be the best suited for such a role.
Well, good news. There is actually a sneaky stabby avatar, so let me see if I can call it up. There is actually one avatar type that does both. So let me see if I can find it. Was it the martingale? Yes, the martingale, which is on page 32.
I would have never guessed.
Well, I think I completely agree that these need more. I was spending time this week dividing up all the labor this week, and it's like, well, we could put more rules in here, we could put more text. So yeah, the martingale is actually it. So the martingale is an outlier stochastic. Outlier means they're one of the commoners in the lore of the game, and by commoners we mean thieves. Basically there's two kinds of humans in the game: the Igni Salis, who are the nobles who get the best melee gear, and then there's the outliers who get the best stealth. So you're a sneaky thief, and stochastic means you're good with bows.
Yep.
So
I'm playing as one right now.
And they are what we call a DPS class. So if they have the gift of aggro attack, that means they are a DPS class, and if they have the gift of defensive dodge, they are well, actually, I don't know why I'm calling them DPS class, because there's the Trinity is tank, DPS, and support, right?
What's that? You have healers, tanks, and DPS.
Yeah. Okay, right. This game kind of has a different setup where you have aggressive and defensive. Defensive classes are ones that are supposed to be at rear or in support roles. Aggressive classes provoke attackers to come after them. So the martingale as presented here is a little unusual because you're an archer, but you're an offensive archer, so people will come after you. So we might have to tweak that a little bit. Yes, I feel the same way. Why are you so upset? We're on the internet. You have to shut up.
The cat needs attention.
No, he doesn't.
Yes, he does.
The internet, and we're gonna record this. It'll be in the log later. So yes, everybody hear my cat screaming.
The cat needs attention. Oh.
No, he does. All right. So yeah, and I think they actually are supposed to be flipped around the other way, but we'll worry about that in the review process. So yeah, one key component of this game, because I know Avery is new to this, is there's the stance mechanic of whether your character is being aggressive or defensive or something in between. And if you're aggressive, you will actively you can counterattack, which is you can only counter people if you're in an aggressive stance. Defensive, you might get a bonus for your class, because some of them say defensive dodge if you're in defensive stance. But then you can't counter, and you're also not threatening or provoking. And one of the goals was, remember I mentioned tactics earlier, one of my goals was if people can just say what they're doing, like I'm aggroing or I'm defensive, we could play this without a map. Because now we know who is being threatening and who isn't. Like you, yes. You're being threatening, aren't you? Okay. So, Yeah. All right. So note here, I really did want to do more descriptions on the avatar types. So at Kodamas, we had the pet, which we haven't built up a lot. I'm expecting to get some notes from people on pets. The precise gifts are your super shooting. We only have 2 of those. We can add some more later. The rogue gifts are your super sneaky stuff, which is if you sneak, you get bonuses. I expect a lot of outliers to take that. There's more soak gifts, which we'll add some more in there later. I know some people were excited that there is summoning.
Mm-hmm.
So I have not gone through the monster list yet, like we did in previous iterations of this game, to assign monsters to the summonings. So we have to do that. And there is the unarmed list, which I think needs a little bit more work if you guys want to do. The unarmed is the one I'm a little wondering about, because the unarmed stuff does work in VR. So and it also works in real life. So if you're a master, if you learn Kung Fu, you'll be good at it in both the game and in real life.
I'm curious about the automat arms. If I do get that, can my martingale also carry those extra arms? Can also carry another bow and arrow?
Yes.
Oh my god!
Double bow.
Just imagining that my martingale will have. We're having a bow and then have an extra pair of arms. It also has a bow.
Well, see, after you shoot, you can only reload at the beginning of your turn. Because the beginning of your turn, it's loadout, move, and attack. And so you can only reload at the beginning of your turn, which means that if you want to shoot twice, you can't do that because the bows require you to reload. But if you had 2 bows...
Actually, this is a good question. The crossbow requires reloading, so I couldn't technically do the extreme action now to attack twice because I can't reload in between them.
Right.
Yeah, I was thinking that
absolutely
too.
100% true.
Not unless you're holding
There
Mountain
you go,
Dew.
you nerfed me. Good job, you got it.
Mountain Dew and a pack of Doritos, then you could do it all day.
Well, the ash bow doesn't say you have to reload.
Yeah, the ash bow doesn't, so, that could be a good secondary or something.
Right, and also, I have a weapons list that's much longer than the one that's here in the book.
Mm-hmm.
So
you just haven't put them in, yeah.
Right, so we're gonna have it set up to, where do you want to do the repeating crossbow where you shoot a lot but do little damage, or do you want to carry the giant, or we're streaming this, the giant fuck off bow, which just totally murders.
I'm gonna go with the fuck off bow today and see how that goes.
I do have a question though, before it ever comes up. I don't know if anyone's gonna be a summoner, because I went to Bakejutsu. If a summoner summons a creature and can I Bakejutsu it?
Yes, but you won't want to.
Yeah, I know they're weaker and all that other stuff. I just wondering, like if they pull out their best summon, I'm like, oh, I want to be that.
I mean, I can't really see why not. The blue magic, as I've been calling it, because that's what it is in stuff like Final Fantasy. I don't know if there's a Final Fantasy 14 MMO have blue magic in it where you poach monster powers. Or am I talking to the wrong crowd?
I played it, but unfortunately I was going for a mechanist, which is the guy who makes guns in Final Fantasy universe, which made me do a specific route of Bard and all this other thing, so I didn't play those classes, so I don't know. And it was a long grind to get up to mechanist, so I didn't actually, dally and all the other things.
Right, and was this the Reborn build, or is this...
Reborn, yeah.
Reborn, okay. So, yeah, and I know shapeshifting is a big deal, so, because we're being recorded, so I have to be nice. I have been doing some deep diving into what a lot of the other MMOs do. And shapeshifting's a thing people like to do, so...
Well, yeah, I just linked it from the animes, too, so...
Yeah, I don't know if they do a lot of shapeshifting in the MMO stuff.
They do it, I just linked to the Kirito one.
Right. So you said there was like one episode of some anime.
Well, I mean, technically, Accel Saga, they're always shapeshifting if you want to look at it that way.
Well, there's a difference between having an alternate form and shapeshifting.
Is there? I think you just described shapeshifting.
There's a difference between having an alternate form and having a protean form.
Okay.
There's a difference between, like, for example, people don't call the Hulk a shapeshifter.
Do they not?
No, they don't. No. It's more
like an
alter.
You're sitting here stroking your Van Dyke and thinking, well, technically he is shifting his shape. But no. Turns into a giant, specific green hulking man. He doesn't turn into a lamp. Or a cat.
A green giant lamp. Oh god,
an incredibly angry lamp.
Oh no!
I can just see
Pixar. Why?
Yeah, Pixar. I can just see. Okay, for our cunning plan, we'll need to have a shapeshifter. Okay, I brought the Hulk. Wait, what? You don't see me. Oh yes, sir. We don't see you. I'm in disguise.
Just wear a fedora and a big old trench coat.
Yes, hello. I am guard person.
I mean, to be fair, if you take Bruce Banner to the planet full of giant green angry people, then he's probably your best shapeshifter.
We don't go to the planet of giant green angry people.
We don't talk about the planet of giant green angry people.
We don't go to the planet.
I just want to bring up Planet Hulk, and that's it.
Giant green angry people.
I'm just saying, if you bring Bruce Banner, the small human, to the planet of giant green angry people, then he's clearly your best shapeshifter, and your example falls to shit.
You idiot, this is the planet of giant angry blue people.
It's wrong color.
Well, he's still better set off. All you need is blue paint.
I'm just imagining giant angry broccoli for some reason.
Giant angry broccoli is like broccoli. Yeah. Yes, that's what I'm glad you folks came to watch us play Vital Hearts. Let's talk big stupid old jokes out there.
Well, this is the quality content people come here for.
Yeah. Hey, we've got more viewers. It's working.
But yeah, I'm gonna go with automats, arms, and I guess I carry an extra. I do want to get the fuck off arrow though.
So what you do? All right. So we're gonna add some more weapons. So you probably will carry the the full name. I know we call it the Sarcastic Gastrum. The full name of it is the Gastrophiles. That's a giant. We'll get pictures of this stuff too, guys. I'm working on it. That's called the belly bow. That's the giant crossbow that's worn around the waist.
So wait, so there's a belly bow, which
that's what the Gastra is. The Sarcastic Gastra is the giant crossbow. We may change this later, but I just think they look cool if I was making an MMO. So it's the crossbow that usually has a brace around. Some of them and of course MMOs being MMOs, it's kind of like they have taken this stuff to ridiculous extremes. Like it's not enough to have a bow; it's got to have like a bayonet on it, because that's what you want on the ends of bows. Multiple bayonets, lots of spikes.
What bayonets on a bow? I guess.
Well, like I'm one of the few, like the original. All right, make this brief. In the original League of Legends, Twitch's crossbow clearly has 3 bolts loaded into it, so it looks like he can fire 3 bolts at a time. But he doesn't actually have the ability to do that. So in his revision, they changed them to spikes on the end of his crossbow, which is even dumber because he never actually stabs anybody with it.
Well, no, he has a special ability where he's spam shot, where he fires multiples at once.
I think that's an item you actually have to buy.
No, it's one of his spam things because it puts poison on a bunch of people at the same time.
Yeah, but that's not fire multiple shots. That's you hit them with shots, tag all of them, and then cash it in later. That's not firing 3 shots at once.
So how about this game, Vital Hearts?
So you guys done? You're all ready to play?
We just get one gift, right?
You just get the one.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm at arms and got that.
Except for Avery, who actually has to make a character, I think.
And Arcwood.
We get a gift for leveling up, or what?
I'm just giving everybody a gift. Yeah, you all leveled up. Hooray. Get a gift. And you're all level 3, so in your level box, you can write down that you're level 3. Because each time you level up in the game, you get level soaks, which allow you to soak more damage. Every time you're hit, take 1 or more points off on your level, so you'll have 3 extra hit points because you're level 3. Yay!
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 Yay! So yeah, I got extra arms that carries another crossbow. Or not a crossbow, just a extra bow and arrow, I guess.
So what does
the main weapon?
So you're this human outlier, but you've grafted 2 mechanical arms onto you. So are they on your shoulders, or are they on your waist? Where are these extra arms? On your face?
Face. Oh my god!
I'm not here to judge.
Hey.
If you want to wear like a hat, like a beer hat.
Who's the one that has arms that come out of their ears? That's a thing, right?
I think that's Klonoa.
I know I've seen it.
Don't at me, everybody.
It would be on the shoulders. Like I can imagine him just wearing like a backpack, but has like extra arms coming out.
Yeah, extra mechanical arms.
Yeah, just coming out from the shoulders.
So you're gonna carry 1 crossbow and 1 bow. You're gonna keep your trash tier bow because you have 4 arms now.
I'm thinking that the main weapon he would be using is the Gastra.
Right.
But then the arms will be using the ash bow and arrow.
The trash tier bow. Okay, and this will make you different from Avery, because Avery is gonna be a different kind of archer.
And it'll make it different from me, where I just glitch out the whole game.
Yeah, you cheater.
Are you buying the cheating list?
Yes.
All right. So the cheating list is worded very vaguely at the moment. So
well, I'm only buying the cheating soak right now. I figured
you're buying
get the cheating
soak
table later, because like I only have like 2 dice. Like I'm gonna transform. That's it.
Right, because some of our goals here, I'm sure some of you will have some very creative ideas, and the goal behind the menu system here is that we can decide, like, how nasty this is, and then put it in the system. And so I listed some of the common cheats that I would want to do.
Mm-hmm.
And but you're just gonna take glitch soak, huh?
Yeah, for the moment, just out of simplicity. Okay. I guess it does slightly bother me in the mind that the exploiter is not any better at cheating than anyone else.
The exploiter class?
Yeah, they have the seed, observation, and tactics, but you use mind and academics for cheating.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll have to think about this then. So this is another thing. Yeah, in fact, this is another thing that we do in the playtesting. It's kind of like, well, hey, why isn't the exploiter better at cheating? So we should review that.
Yep, so that's the thing to think about later. Maybe I'll swap out later then.
Or, well, before you swap out, we need to look at the review. We need to make sure that the exploiter is better at cheating.
Exactly.
Right, that's what we need to do. Okay. Anything else? Oh, I need to get... Oh, go ahead, Avery.
Check the discard for my character sheet.
Oh, good. And I was going to also ask if you had a picture that you wanted to use.
I just wanted to know. I was hoping you were going to go with what was it, Asuna? Asura. I was hoping you were going to go with Asura.
Okay.
You like that?
I'm just reading Avery's character, and I'm also thinking about some of the spam I got this week too. Where somebody sent me this message that says, "We got our webcam on, and we saw everything that you did. Send us $300 in Bitcoin." And then I'm reading Avery's characters, and he's like, Okay, so and to do some more description, if you're gonna play a Chthonian, in the Chthonians are gonna be like the monster type guys, so they can look like pretty much anything. A lot of them are gonna have horns and scales, but you can get something weirder than that. Because I don't think I have an avatar for Avery yet. I can find one if you
want. That's why I was asking you before how non-human these can be.
The Chthonians are chaos monsters. They can be as non-human as you want. That's where the character creator goes crazy. And of course, we have like 80 options. I hear World of Warcraft, you can play anything now. Didn't they add like a skin pack where everybody can be anything now?
No.
Oh.
Not yet.
And I went very tame with my skull-headed guy.
Yeah.
In this game, I mean.
So if you want to have some weird, anything weird, it's and then we have to, like, I haven't put in the game yet. It's like, should we, speaking of all that rant I had earlier about should your outfit give you actual bonuses, should we have the game set up where you can hide your outfit, so even though you're in full plate, you can still wander around naked because it bothers you that you have to, like, the plate mail outfit looks ugly, so I'm just gonna make it invisible? because it's an MMO, and why should anything look like what it is?
Well, yeah, you can usually turn off outfit parts, or can't remember what it's called now. You can change your outfit to look like other things. So you're still technically wearing plate, but you can make it look like any other armor that you've had in the game.
Right,
it's
now
virtual reality in programs and games. It could be anything.
Well, but see, I'm going to defer to Raktus, who you're a VR expert. As near as I can tell from the dozens of hours, not hundreds of hours, that I've put into watching MMO anime, that's not a thing in the anime.
Well, no, but they have Cash Shop and everything like that too, which are our options. I think, what's the anime?
I haven't seen any of the anime that ever has a moment in it where somebody says, I'll put something on, but then hides it.
That's what I'm trying to remember. There's a character in I can't. Recovery of an MMO Addict, I think. Where all she does, she's not very good at the game, but she has a lot of money in real life, so all she does is buy Cash Shop items, and they tell her, no, we have to do this thing right, so she puts all her Cash Shop items away, but she actually hides them, and she doesn't put them away.
Right.
I guess also it's a rare event for like some comic artists to like neg their own designs and say, "Oh, my character hates this."
Transmog. That's the word I was looking for. WoW has major part of WoW is transmog. People make a lot of money on transmog.
Okay. We might put that in this game. Once again, and this isn't about lawyering, saying there's a precedent for it, so we go ahead and do it. It's like I see quite the opposite in isekai anime, where everything is what it looks like. Okay, transmogrification. Yeah, because you can't call it polymorph or use it for something else.
Yeah, but no, you have people that go back through all the old content to farm up transmog items and sell them to people because it's so big that people just want to look like what they want to look like.
Well, we can put that's probably something for the guild tree. That if you belong to a guild, you're allowed to transmogrify your items. I could see that. I don't think that would surprise anybody. Okay, so what now help me out here in Roll20. Can I force people to have a viewpoint in Roll20?
Shift left click. Hold shift and left click.
Hold shift and left click.
Yeah, that won't force them all the time. It'll just force them to look at where you want them to look at.
Okay, because I've gone ahead and loaded up a virtual reality map, pixels as big as hams, and
it's the old Final Fantasy map.
Right, we need to have everybody's avatar on here, and I think I have everybody's but Avery's.
Give me 5 minutes.
Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and go left to right based on my screen, because it makes me a little easier, which puts Avery at the end, which makes this easy. So, okay, so Raktus, who are you playing today?
I am the player Jikai Kato. I am a PvPer. My avatar's name is Susanoo. He is a decider, much like George W. Bush. I user type laborer, and my motto is, let's have some fun.
All right. Next on our cavalcade of weirdness is Aisha. So who are you? That's Nell. Who are you playing?
Well, outside of the game, Aisha is Shigemori Goto, homicide detective.
Yep. Who wants to talk about murder?
Yep. And his motto is be the change you want to see in the world. And in the game, he's just playing as a sweet, innocent, pink-haired girl named Aisha, who is Martingale.
Yeah, I like your sweetness. And what is this avatar picture you have? Ah!
Yep.
Okay, Griffin.
All right, I'm playing Hirako Shira, who plays a character called Ohira. He's a total pessimist, an infotech worker, an exploiter, and a predictor in the game. His motto is, "What am I doing here?" And his goal is to take a day off.
So you take a day off to play the game. And so I think we also have Katsu is here today. That's Arcloid.
Yes, I'll remember that one of these days. I was looking for my motto on my sheet. I can't seem to find it. So I'll have to make one up. But I'm playing Hashimoto Kenichiro, who in the game is playing Katsu, the Influent. My player is a hacker and opportunist. And his motto is, "My destiny is beyond your ken." I'll just use that for now, at least.
Okay, and new joining us this week is Avery.
Hello, I am playing Caesar, whose avatar name is Rahul 121, and his motto is "Observe and Act." And I don't have any goals at the moment.
Well, you get to start the game with a goal that you can choose. It can be anything you want. You can just make something, including just join a party or finish a quest, or it can be something more comprehensive, such as finally give Dirty Hanzo the bullet he so richly deserves. Or some other.
I think I will settle for finding a party.
That works. And let's see. And while we're waiting for you to find an avatar, I found an avatar.
Almost done.
See, I don't think we ever got rewarded for the goals that we had.
I just gave you a gift. Shut up.
Okay. No, I will not shut up.
We have enough.
We have enough. You're not an RPGer. No one says that.
I'm a game master. Rocks fall, everyone dies.
Combat save.
Aww.
That's not in this game.
Wake up in the real world.
Rocks fell in the real world.
Too soon, man. Too soon.
No.
Yes. So they just announced the. So in true MMO fashion, they just announced a new patch for the game. And so you all went to download it, but this is Japan, so 36 hours later, it was finally done downloading, and then you need to update your drivers for the 13 hours.
Wait, why do I need to download another Microsoft.NET package?
What the hell? Why is this even in here? So the controversy, Zakuro is in the news. Still, people have stopped talking about the Pacific Expo, about the weird murder spree that went on there. People have already gotten distracted by the numerous other things. The current rumor that the Zakuro Corporation, which makes Vital Hearts and has the patent on the NIE virtual reality technology, is trying to quash this. There's a rumor going around that the outsourcing they did for this in Pacific Rim companies, that an unknown chip was discovered inside the hardware, no larger than the tip of a graphite pencil, that would allow people to unknown sources to hack into the game and steal all your personal info. And Zakura is currently doing damage control to say that's not true, that's never been true. No, we're not telling you what's actually in the NIE helmet because that's patented and trade secrets and we don't have to, but it's not something that invades your privacy. It's just something that gives you complete and total sensorium.
Yeah, nothing to worry about.
I was in the middle of trying to install one of those into my helmet or something, wasn't I?
Who's got the? No, see, I apologize because I run multiple playtests, so I forget which black market technology you guys have.
I mean, I think that was like 2 or 3 sessions ago.
Right.
Last session.
Right, that was when we stole the helmet, but I think, like, most recently, I was working with Nell's police officer on something.
Was that your last character, though?
No, we didn't officially meet.
Yeah, no, I'm saying this, your new character, I don't think has ever met Nell, right?
Apparently we just talked a little bit out of game, and it's like, hey, help me with this thing. Cool, let me do this stuff with the helmets or something.
Right, and
we just
since
didn't
the game
reveal each other's real identity, I guess. But he's a hacker, so he might figure it out anyway.
Right, there's also another announcement that says that due to high user demand, if your party is incomplete, they're still doing the auto party where they will like randomly drop people into your party. If you want to upgrade in the cash shop and become a guild member, you can assemble your own parties, bypass the matchmaking system. But until then, randos are going to keep showing up.
Oh man. Yeah, there's the avatar pic is on the chat.
Yeah, I'm trying to add it right now.
Great, you came today wearing horns too? God, I guess I'll go back home and change.
This is your last chance to pick fox-headed lynx instead. You could be.
We both came today wearing the same dress.
One of us is going to have to change. There we go. I keep doing stuff too fast and it freaks out. All right. Bye, Link. We hardly knew ye.
Yay.
Okay. I think I have the right name in here, but I'll give you control of it so you can go ahead and change it. Did I spell the name right on that, or did I screw that up?
Can you please force the view again? Because all I see is black square.
What was force view? Left and then shift and then click?
Yep.
All right. This should move you to there. Yeah, I don't know if I misspelled the name right or not, but you should be able to. This is Roll20, so you should be able to click on the token and then click on the gear and then change anything about